I was teaching the other side, science. What did you have? English, eh?
Yeah. You finished? That's it.
Yeah.
You have temperature?
Yes.
They have the privilege of standing next to my PC.
Yeah, keep distance. Keep
Yes,
distance.
I'm keeping distance.
This care that was sick, was it fever?
No, the sick child.
Which one? You check the fever, the temperature?
Yeah, we don't want to check it
Yeah.
every day.
We do.
I'm head of the
Anna?
which hospital did the child go to?
Which child? This one?
The one that I'm sitting
Oh,
with.
this one is Sekusela.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As a doctor,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
And he has not been in this week from Monday.
But has somebody followed up?
He's in the house. Followed up.
He has a very
He has been treated, but he's in the house. Yeah.
good.
He comes when he's well, when he's unwell.
But other people, you send them off to her.
He does well.
does
He's
well.
not that ill.
Aye.
Yeah. That's well.
But now the children are ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Children. Tutaangalia kwa TV jioni.
Yes. The substance was? Yeah.
From the lab.
From tobacco, eh? We talked about tobacco smoking.
Oh, I was confused because you left your class.
Yeah, that one.
I was going to come to Oakland.
It's okay. I realized that the teacher was not there.
Oh.
So I occupied the vacuum.
You have to come and come. The Minister of Man is paying properly and nobody is there. Thank you. And you also have to become one of the that's to become a teacher. When you have a is it the girls' school or the boys?
The boys, they're also here.
Boys are here, but girls are more than boys. Yeah.
Yeah, how are you?
And gases. For a solid to change into a gas, you must apply temperature. For a solid to change into water or liquid, you must increase the temperature, and that one is called melting.
As you wear your mask, to cover your nose, otherwise you can kill you with corona. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Namwona.
Yes, it's like you like that. Very neat. Children happy. The rest is you have as usual the teachers are teaching something that then I have come to this county of Kisumu because simple schools are developed, primary school developed, secondary school somewhere near the beach there, and I'm now here. What I have seen continues to be not encouraging. This is a very large school with over 2,000 students. You have seen for yourselves that the rates have had impact. I want to emphasize once again that the delivery of the economic stimulus package of 1.9 billion in the form of desks to be fabricated by the Kenyan artisans. His Excellency the President is here. Ours is to execute as we are directed together with the Ministry of Interior. I have my office officers here from the Interior Ministry is represented. I'm very sure that Teacher Service Commission is also here. We deliver as one government. We are doing well despite a few hiccups, and I think this is something that we shall be able to deliver to completion. And I want to thank all those people, both in my ministry and in the Ministry of Interior, starting from the chiefs right up to the county commissioner, who have spared no effort in working together with the officers in the Ministry of Education, starting from the Regional Director of Education, represented here by Mr. Machocho, right down to the Sub-Country Director of Education. I want to say one or two other things, and the very first thing is with regards to fees in schools at the moment. I would like to very firmly plead with our teachers, who are excellent, that they have no permission from anybody to send a child home because of school fees. We have seen in the Mtandao certain children under distress that they were sent home and yet they are examination candidates. This one the government is not going to accept. The government will not accept this. And we are now not asking, but we are directing teachers to ensure that no child who in any case has lost time is sent home to go and lose more time. This one we are not going to accept. And we are going to react. And don't say that you are not warned. If there are very difficult issues, our ministry is alive and manned by people who are human beings, despite what other people think, and we shall listen to you. In this regard, we knew that there are many schools that had a lot of food, because in the first instance, day secondary school is free of charge, and so is free primary school. So the only children that should be having problems are those in boarding schools. And let this be a very clear message that we had a lot of food which we delayed from giving back to the children as they are at home. So there are schools with a lot of food that they can still use to ensure that they underwrite those children who are poor. And I want to use this medium to ask all my officers in the field that they should find out which schools perhaps don't have enough food. And instead of giving the food to the children at home, some of this food must be transferred to those schools that have children, perhaps who are having fee issues, so that they can be fed as the fee issues are dealt with. Let us have a human face with this regard to our children, and I don't think that we are going to accept anything else for the avoidance of doubt, even for the private schools which are private. I think because of the COVID-19, can we agree that you agree to discuss issues of school fees as long as the child is at school and is not losing any more time? So let us not hear that somebody has sent. I was being told that somebody was happy to say she has sent 45 children at home. That one cannot be our teacher, because our teachers don't do that. Every child must be considered as a special case, and the circumstances must also be considered. For those principals, and I would want Kahi Ndimuli to find out from his members, there must be principals with the extra food that they are about to give to the children who are at home as we directed. Can this be stopped for the time being as we make sure that no large group of children are sent home in terms of fee pending? Finally, on the issue of school fees again, I'm starting to hear murmurs. And you see, being a Kenyan is very difficult also, because we had said in very simple English that the first term was complete, isn't it? And I'm talking about the boarding houses. first term was complete. So we expect our parents to struggle when we open in January to pay fees for the second term of last year. There's no argument there. And our instructions have been very clear that as our parents struggle, and we understand as they struggle, let them be sincere so that those who can pay should pay, and those who can pay in bits can pay in bits, and those who can't pay completely, then we would want to listen to them. The way the timetable has been brought was not brought by Professor Magoha. Professor Magoha is the face of government, and my instructions from His Excellency the President was to meet the stakeholders who are education experts, and we have come out with a timetable which will save the year. I would want all the experts who think they know better to understand that if they have another system which they think can still save the year, rather than just saying this will not work, tell us what you think you want to adjust. Otherwise, the brains are hard behind the stakeholders are the very best this country has, and I think the constant is the child, and therefore I'm pleading with everybody else to accept the timetable and to support it and focus on the struggles that the parents are going to have, those parents who still have to pay a little fees for the body. I want to thank you very much for your cooperation, and I want to ask the Fourth Estate also to continue to help us to deliver this. This is a presidential legacy subject, even though it comes under economic stimulus. I, at a personal level, am very happy because I have seen desks. They have been taken to all nooks and corners of this nation, and ours is to ensure that it is delivered promptly, and I'm hoping that maybe by the end of next week we can have a report to say it has been done. I thank you very much. Na sina ingine ya kuongeza hapo. Thank you. Don't put your hands up. I will not deal. Huh? Picture you can go and take. Picture you take.
The courts today that have declared that it is unconstitutional for the president to order for the closure of schools.
I have no comment in capital letters. I have no comment. Absolutely no comment. I'm a worker for the people. You will see me working at the point where the rubber meets the road. Are we together? At that point, you are likely to find some friction. But that is Magoha, son of Magoha for you. What else do you expect?
Professor, looking at...
No comment.